Now available in paperback and e-readers. Spellbound, a darker shade of black. Get your copy today at your favorite online bookseller. For today's reading, I'm going to be reading an excerpt from my 2013 novel, The Thetas. And The Thetas is an inspiring, uplifting, sophisticated sorority story about a young black socialite who gets an invitation to pledge a secret black sorority. I hope you enjoy this story, and I hope you pick up the paperback or the ebook on Amazon.com by clicking the link in the description box. What do I want to do with my life? I've been asked that question a lot these past couple of weeks. I can't say I have an answer just yet. I've just been trying to get through the semester. 2 years into my undergrad stint here at New York University, and I still haven't picked a major. I've been having too much fun exploring African American history and women's studies in between calculus, economics, and core classes. And as much as I enjoy learning about the history of black womanhood, I know I've got to get serious about what I want to do with the rest of my life sooner rather than later. My train of thought is broken as the elevator stops on the third floor. I head down the Berber-carpeted corridor into a madhouse. With the spring semester over, everyone is packing up and going home for the summer. Kids are boxing up their stuff and carting it out of here as far as Japan. I only need to get my backpack and I'm out of here. I crack open the door to Suite 3C to find my former roommate Megan stuffing her duffel bag with the remainder of her belongings. The tall, slender, blonde, peach-skinned girl, dressed in an orange t-shirt and faded-out jeans, catches my eyes and smiles at me as I enter a former living space. "Hey, Colleen, I thought the movers cleared you out of here last night," Megan greets. "They left my backpack," I say, grabbing the leather book bag off the chair next to my former desk. Megan reaches over to grab an envelope on her desk. "Oh, this came for you. Hand-delivered personally," she says, handing me an envelope. I examine the salmon-colored envelope. The stationery is really fancy cotton paper with a pebbled texture. No return address. Just one Greek letter on the front inside of a gold leaf border. If my 6th grade understanding of the Grecian alphabet is right, this letter is theta. "I didn't know you were pledging," Megan inquires. I didn't know I was pledging either. "I don't remember a Theta house on the NYU campus. I never saw this symbol on top of the sign-up sheets of any of the boards. With all those women's studies and women's history classes you're taking, you don't seem like the sorority type." I'm not. Personally, I find sororities to be sexist and demeaning. The female equivalent of an all-boys club that helps keep things separate and unequal. But I'll give Meg the official Colleen Anderson answer for everything college-related. "It's not my thing, but I've got to keep my options open. Can you tell me who gave you this?" Megan searches her memory. These 2 black girls. All I can remember about them is they were really dressed up. I mean, really put together. Designer suits, heels, Gucci bags, and church hats. Their clothes look like they cost a year's worth of tuition here. Conjuring up an image in my head of these girls, I'm imagining the type of well-spoken sophisticates who emphasize their ings and angs when they speak. Chocolate-colored Barbie dolls. What would they want with me? I never thought sororities recruited people. I thought you had to sign up. I thought you had to sign up too. Not that I would. "So what are you doing for the summer?" Megan inquires. "I don't know, Meg. I might just take it easy. All the work I put in this year, all I want to do is sleep. Knowing you, you're probably going to head up to Martha's Vineyard or something and lay in the sun. Isn't that what families like yours do during the summer?" We were having such a great conversation. Then she had to bring in the stereotypes. I'll let it slide because she's a little more enlightened than some of the other white people I've experienced on campus. "I might just stay here in the city, Meg. There's just so much to do here. Man, wish I was rich just like you. I get an apartment here in the village and go see everything. Unfortunately, I've got to get back to a summer job in North Carolina." "What are you going to be doing?" "Learning the ins and outs of a telecommunications and a customer service environment." "You're working in a call center. Experience is experience, and $10 an hour is pretty good money compared to what I was making here on workstudy." I extend my hand. "Good luck, Meg. Hope to see you next year." "It's been nice sharing a room with you, Colleen," Megan says, shaking it. "Maybe you can do it again next year." "I definitely would love to do it again, Meg." I sling my backpack over my shoulder and head out of my former dorm. The sooner I get back to the penthouse, the sooner I can start solving the mystery of the salmon-colored envelope with the Greek letter on it. I study the envelope on the cab ride downtown, still drawing a blank. As soon as I get upstairs, I can do a more detailed search on the internet behind the symbol and colors. If sophisticated strangers in designer suits are hand delivering letters to me on high quality paper, there has to be a reason behind it. I didn't want to use the library's computers because I didn't want anyone in my business. A search on the Theta sorority could lead to a porn site or a dozen of them. Besides, I wouldn't get a seat at a terminal anyway. Everyone's checking email, sending messages, and making final travel arrangements before they get ready to head to the airport. The T1 connection at the penthouse is a lot faster than the local area network at the library. Unfortunately, New York City traffic isn't. I anxiously peer out the window of the cab, waiting for the traffic light to change so I can get home to get some clues regarding the mystery behind this fancy stationery. I let out a sigh of relief as the light turns green and the cab sprints up Park Avenue and approaches 73rd Street. When the driver eases into the parking space right under the awning of 3430 Park Avenue, I unzip my backpack, pay the fare, and stuff the envelope in it. As Earl, our doorman, marches down the red carpet and opens the door for me, I give him a friendly smile. "Welcome back, Miss Anderson," the thin, gray-haired, caramel-colored man greets. "How was school? Got through the semester with a 3.99 GPA, Earl. How are things with Clarice?" Clarice made the honor roll. I knew she could do it if she applied herself. She keeps pulling grades like that. She'll be an NYU herself. "I don't know if I could afford NYU on a doorman's salary," Errol laughs. Mrs. Wallstein, an old white woman who lives downstairs, grimaces, watching Earl and I chat. As she approaches the door of the building with her toy poodle, Earl quickly stiffens up his body language and pastes on a staid expression while he opens the door for her and her dog. I understand he's keeping things professional to keep his job. I keep things personal by reaching into my backpack and taking out my wallet. "Maybe this will help out with the situation," I say as I hand him a tip. Earl smiles at me, then at the $100 bill. "Thank you, Ms. Anderson." After tipping Earl, I stroll through the lobby to the private elevator at the end of the hall. Anticipation builds inside me on the ride upstairs. As the elevator opens in the foyer of the penthouse, I hear chatter coming from the living room. Daddy must be entertaining a guest. The search in the Theta sorority is going to have to wait. I put on a smile and make my way into the living room, where I'm surprised by the sight of my Aunt Margaret chatting with Daddy. The thin, mocha-colored, middle-aged woman wearing a pastel-colored Chanel suit, bone-colored heels, and a pearl necklace jumps off the oxblood nail-head leather sofa and rushes up to give me a hug. She wants something. "Colleen!" Aunt Margaret greets as she breaks the embrace. "How are you?" My smile twists into a grimace. "I'm okay, Auntie. I hear you've been doing exceptionally well at university." "I told you got straight A's this semester," Daddy says from across the sofa. I flop into the matching oxblood leather chair across from my father. Aunt Margaret sits on the sofa a cushion's distance from him. "I'm glad you're doing well in your classes, Colleen, but could, but you're going to need more than good grades if you want to be competitive in the world. What are you doing for extracurriculars?" "Extracurriculars, school paper, clubs. I'm taking on a 6-course load at NYU. There isn't any room for extracurricular activities." "You do know the girl has to eat and sleep," Margaret, Daddy jokes. "But Jack, Colleen needs to be better rounded so she can grow into a balanced person. Everything just can't be academics. If I get any more better rounded at college, I'm going to need a straitjacket." "I just feel you're not having the educational experience you should be having," Aunt Margaret continues. "You need to have a social education in addition to an academic one if you're going to be prepared to run your father's business affairs." God, not this crap again. Ever since I was 6 years old, my whole life has been dedicated towards getting a social education. While other little girls were playing with jump rope and Barbie dolls, I was learning basic etiquette so I could meet with the members of the Anderson Financial Board and our senior executives at company parties, learning how to behave in just the right way. Watching every move I made at the dinner table, wearing the right clothes, wearing the right hairstyles, getting the best grades so I could go to the best private schools. Not doing anything to embarrass the family or tarnish the family name in the public eye. I thought going to college would be a break from all the pressure I've been getting to be social for the past 18 years. I roll my eyes. Does everything have to be about my inevitable destiny? "Colleen, you're going to be taking over Anderson Financial when you get older. Your father needs you to learn all you can so you can be the best leader you can be. I can't lead others if I don't have control over myself." Well, when I was at university, I was in clubs, reported on the school paper, and got involved in student government. The education I got doing all those things helped me to become the woman I am today, a pretentious snob who thinks she's better than everyone else and judges everyone before she even gets to know them. You're not helping your case, Auntie. You didn't go to NYU. I went to Fisk. It was just as challenging. Still, you didn't go to NYU. We have a nice spot in Washington Square where all the suicidal types have something to aspire to when they decide to end it all. Are you doing anything this summer? I just got back from college yesterday. Can I get a chance to unwind? I was planning on sleeping in for 2 months. I want you to meet with some of the sisters from the Thetas this afternoon. I reach into my backpack and pull out the envelope. So you're the one behind this fancy stationery I got at the dorms? I see you got our invitation. They missed me. Even so, I've asked some of the sisters to drop by the penthouse to discuss your pledging them this summer. Pledging? Wait a minute. The buzzer interrupts me. Aunt Margaret rushes over to pick up the phone. Yes, send them up. You can pick up the Thetas at Amazon.com or other online booksellers in paperback or digital format.